Mark Cuban got on stage with Tucker Carlson, and this was pretty interesting. So he's asked about spending his money in Ukraine. Now let's watch.
Mark, let me ask you a question. What's your take on whether we should be sending money to Ukraine or not? Were you in favor of that?
Man, they need it.
I mean, honestly, I don't have a good answer. I can make an argument both ways, and half my family is Ukrainian from my grandparents. And so, personally, I think we should help, but I don't have a studied answer for you.
How much money have you sent to Ukraine?
None.
Oh, so what do you mean by we? You're the one whose family's from Ukraine. Like, why don't you send them $1 billion?
Because I'm trying to fix healthcare.
Why don't you fix their healthcare if you're like so deep? If you think we need to help, why don't you start? How about you first? Yeah. I notice that's never like even an option for anybody. It's like, we need to help. That's not what charity is. Forcing other people to help is not charity.
Here's the
it's
good
vanity.
News. The good news is all the weapons were on loan lease. We're getting it back. And our dear President Trump has negotiated that we own half the minerals. So he turned this horrible tragedy of a war into a profit center, which is one of his unique gifts. I think we can all agree.
Can I just...
What in the hell?
So Mark Cuban didn't get to be a billionaire, Kurt, by spending his own money, okay? He's here to spend your money.
This is the dumbest conversation I've ever heard. First of all, why don't we help? How about by the peace plan? Because it's not helping them to give them weapons.
It's not helping them to give them weapons.
Grinder.
That's right. It's just I've seen numbers of 1.5 million Ukrainians already slaughtered in this war. Then
he's trying to save healthcare.
Cuban says that. But I like how the guy at the end talks about how Trump has turned this war into this big gift. And when I think
all that blood didn't go in the soil for nothing.
When I think of someone being gifted, it always brings to mind the magical ability to take countless innocent deaths and turn them into a gold mine. Trump's like a Dark Ages alchemist, a true Renaissance man. He can do anything as long as it's basically this over and over. And by the way, Mark Cuban has a value system of a scorpion, and we are the frogs.
He really does.
You want to see that again? I would like to see this.
Yeah. Mark, let me ask you a question.
And by the way, if you want to see my jokes about Ukraine, come see me this weekend in Chicago. We'll be in Fort Wayne, Louisville. Then we'll be in Hermosa Beach, Sacramento, and San Francisco. Let's watch it again.
What's your take on whether we should be sending money to Ukraine or not? Were you in favor of that?
Man, they need it.
I mean, honestly, I don't have a good answer. I can make an argument both ways, and half my family is Ukrainian from my grandparents. And so, personally, I think we should help, but I don't have a studied answer for you.
How much money have you sent to Ukraine?
None.
Oh, so what do you mean by we? You're the one whose family's from Ukraine. Like, why don't you send them $1 billion?
Because I'm trying to fix healthcare.
Why don't you fix their healthcare if you're like so deep? If you think we need to help, why don't you start? How about you first? Yeah. I notice that's never like even an option for anybody. It's like, we need to help. That's not what charity is. Forcing other people to help is not charity.
Here's the good
vanity.
News. The good news is all the weapons were on loan lease. We're getting it back. And our dear President Trump has negotiated that we own half the minerals. So he turned this horrible tragedy of a war into a profit center, which is one of his unique gifts. I think we can all agree.
Can I just...
War's all about making profits. Isn't that weird?
But it's far-fetched to say all your leaders are Satanists. That's wacky.
That's wacky.
After what just came out of that guy's mouth, the very idea they would be hardcore Satanists is insane, Jimmy.
Yeah, that's not true. Yeah, so there you go. They're going to turn the slaughter of 1.5 million Ukrainians into a profit center. Yeah, war is good for business. That's why it's never stopping.
It always was that. What do you mean turned it into that? That's not even alchemy. He took a profit center and made it a different profit center for a different group.
Yep. So there you go. Trump is not stopping the Ukraine war. It's not stopped. Not stopping. He's putting sanctions on India for buying oil from Russia. He's still threatening sanctions on Russia. He's doing all this stuff. Here we are in September. So we're 8 months into his presidency now. Okay, and they're bombing Qatar, they're bombing Iran, they're bombing Yemen, they're bombing Syria. they're doing a genocide, and I mean they're going to be bombing inside Venezuela. They're sending warships, and it's all for the same thing. It's all for the same thing. It's all for money, natural resources, power and control by the oligarchs, the globalists. Okay, over to Steph. Hey.
All right. So Chet Dude said Mark Cuban is not trying to fix the U.S.-American remedial sick care.
No, he's not.
He's trying to profit
That's
from
exactly
it just
right.
like the rest. The cure is expand, improve Medicare for all. Thank you, Chet Dude. CFCU, what's happening in Gaza and the West Bank is a Holocaust. It's a Holocaust of Palestine. Started around 1948 and currently in the final solution phase. Name it. It was good to meet you, Steph and Jimmy, in person for the third time last week. Your stand-up was better than ever. Love the JD team so much. T-Bone. Hey, T-Bone. Remember, when you cut out a man's tongue, you don't prove him wrong. You only prove you fear what he has to say. Vinticus Prime. Israel is a rabid dog and needs to be out, down. To be put out,
how about
down?
stop paying for the rabid dog? Here's an easy thing that could make Israel stop being a rabid dog. If they stop giving him your money.
Right? Stefan, Jimmy, thank you so much, Crystal. Love right back. Just give unvaccinated guy a mic already. His comments are why I watch live theater in a crowded fire. If you don't believe Charlie Kirk's death is tragic, then you don't believe in freedom of speech. The only reason he was killed was because of his opinions. Our own heroes could be next. Sean?
Do we know why he was killed? They didn't catch the guy. Do we even know the motive?
No.
I mean, we don't have any information on it. So why is everybody always in every death? The last one was that black guy that killed the Ukrainian chick on the train, right?
Right.
Every one of these deaths is a media vulture fest before any info comes out. I want to be the first one to blame this on my ops. It is tragic because this is a real dumb country. These are the dumbest people on it, and just cycle. They're going to go through it forever and ever, just like a wheel.
It's getting wild out here. Chicken's coming home to roost. Steven, please focus on 9/11 truth at the Appleton show. Not but a fan. At 2 p.m. today, articles from New York Times, Forbes from 19 and 20 hours ago reported Kirk died from a shot. New York Times and Forbes are oracles now. I have it printed. I saw something like that too, an announcement like 19 hours ago. I don't know, Hobo Jesus. That's interesting. Shekel Master, the meet and greet is after the show.
Okay.
Just so you know, back to Jimmy.
So they've been having hearings this week about vaccines and the new Maha paper release. And here is a vaccine liar who came in to try to lie to everybody. You know how RFK has said that they don't have placebo-controlled studies for vaccines? Well, he came in and is going to lie and said that they did an extensive study and they found over 600 placebo-controlled studies for vaccines. But it turns out he's lying. And let's listen to this guy. His name is Dr. Jake Scott. So just, if you thought Bernie Sanders was a garbage person, you ain't seen nothing yet. Watch this.
President Trump, who I don't usually agree with, called COVID vaccines, quote, one of the greatest miracles in the history of modern-day medicine that saved tens of millions of lives worldwide. Scientific community agrees with Trump. Lancet study found that it prevented.
Bernie Sanders has learned nothing about COVID. Bernie Sanders has not learned that they lied about the virus, that Fauci lied to Congress about funding the creation of the virus, that the virus came from a Wuhan lab, not a wet market, that they called you a racist if you said so. He doesn't know that they lied about herd immunity. He doesn't know that they lied about natural immunity. He doesn't know they lied about the vaccine stopping contraction or transmission. They don't know that they lied about lockdowns. They don't know. He doesn't know that they lied about masks. He doesn't know that they lied about everything in the world to do with COVID. He doesn't know that. He still thinks it's fantastic and a big success.
Almost 20 million deaths during their first year of use. Secretary Kennedy, are President Trump and the medical community right? Or do you still believe that the COVID vaccine was, quote, the deadliest vaccine ever made?
Bernie, did you get your 14th booster? Because that's what you're supposed to be on right now. Oh, at some point you stopped? At some point, you stop listening to everybody. You stop listening to all the medical organizations and the CDC and Fauci and the FDA and even Chris Cuomo. You don't even listen to Chris Cuomo?
No, first of all, I didn't say that. Oh, I said that in terms of affairs reports a while ago. I said today, I think that President Trump should get the Nobel Prize. So who's right? Is Trump in the medical community right, or are you right? President Trump did an extraordinary piece of leadership. Is he right or wrong? Did COVID save millions of lives?
I'm asking you a nuanced question and demand a yes or no answer, which does not apply, but I'm doing it forcefully because I'm revealing that I have actually been merely a petty bully this entire time. Yes or no? Hey everybody, it's Jimmy. That's me, Jimmy Dore. That's right. I'm the host of the Jimmy Dore Show. Did you know that? We know you're proud to be a fan and a supporter of the show, but do your friends, your family, your neighbors, and random strangers you pass on the street, do they know? Maybe not. And just as you like to keep informed by watching the Jimmy Dore Show, you can inform all those important and not so important people in your life about your love of the show with one of these. Huh? It's the authentic and branded Jimmy Dore Show t-shirts. We've got the classic logo, Jimmy Dore, and we also have the Jimmy Dore Show pop art. Look at that. Look at that. Nice, huh? And we also have one of my favorites. It's the Frederick Douglass quote. I would unite with anybody to do right and with nobody to do wrong. It's all available now at our website. Just go to jimmydore.com, then shop the merch. And you'll see there and many more options. And just click on mugs. Also, how about mugs? We got the mugs. Made in America. This is one of my favorites. It says vaxxed and worried. Nice. We also have...
That'll go over big with the guests. Their
my
friends at the
This
office.
is a great mug. It says made in America on the bottom. Jag-off. Very thick. Nice handle. Thick glass. I love this one. Plus, we have stuff like this over there.
Mouse pad.
Mouse pads. We got your Jimmy Dore Show stickers and logos, and we got your, what do you call those?
Coaster.
Coasters. Look at that. Look at this. Coasters, more coasters. So, and, so what are you waiting for? Get your Jimmy Dore Show t-shirt, mugs, coasters. Go get them today, jimmydore.com.